We did our part by just projecting a sense of home to them. My name is Reesa Eisler, and at the time my name was Reesa Elmy because all of us Donut Dollies had to be single. But the Donut Dolly program was actually called a Supplemental Recreational Activities Overseas. That's where you get the SRAO. And it was a program that was started back in World War II, and maybe even a little earlier, to try to improve the morale of the American fighting soldier, whether he was a sailor or an army grunt or whatever, Air Force, whatever. And it was a unique program in that the women who served in this program went right to where the action was.
When I was a senior, I applied, was accepted. You know, it was an opportunity to travel, was an interesting experience. It was a way to serve your country without being in the military. And, you know, military opportunities for women in 1968 were not attractive, at least for me. I mean, I would have never passed the physical. Nursing was an option, but that I could not have been a nurse. And those women were truly heroes.
Most of us girls had no military background, so we had to learn how the military functions. We had to learn and to be able to identify ranks. You had to learn what all the abbreviations stood for. You had to learn how you could ask permission and receive help for things that we might need over there. I mean, it was a whole new world for most of us.
It was like you'd landed, well, you were in a foreign country, but it was like another planet. You're 6 women among 10,000 men once you get out to the field. And your life isn't a fishbowl, and you do represent American womanhood.
And we had a choice in my time whether we wanted to go to Vietnam or if we wanted to go to Korea. And I thought, well, heavens, if I'm going to do this, and Vietnam was the big issue, go to the big one instead of going to Korea. So I chose to go to Vietnam. I served in Cam Ranh Bay Air Force, Cam Ranh Bay Army, and I ended my tour of duty in Da Nang. I was there from 71 to 72, which were pretty different years. If you talk to Donut Dollies that were there in 68, big Tet Offensive, they saw a much different year than mine was because they had to deal with lots of soldiers getting killed. And the year I was there, soldiers got injured, but not very many of them got killed.
The second place I was stationed, which was the 101st, which was the Air Mobile, we had, I was the program director there, and it was a dream job because you had helicopters at your disposal all the time. I mean, unless there was a major engagement, in which case they didn't want us out anyway. But you called and said, I need 3 helicopters, and where are you going? And you called the units and you scheduled. And I mean, my job was to coordinate the helicopters, the programs, the girls, the safety. That you're 22 years old doing all of this. That's an incredible, thinking back, that is an incredible amount of responsibility.
We did a mobile recreational program where we actually made our own props and our own activities. And so we had to learn how to do that with very limited resources because obviously you didn't have places you could just run and get your supplies at over there. We did our part by just projecting a sense of home to them and that we cared about them and we could laugh with them and joke with them, and it broke some of the tension of their lives. And I mean, I've been on fire bases that you could see the DMZ in the distance, and I've been in jungle quarters, and I've been on the beach, I've been on an aircraft carrier, you know, all these kinds of things. But the guys were always the same, no matter where we were, just really pleased to see us and just wanted to smile and talk to us. And it was everything I thought it would be. I mean, I had a wonderful chance to travel. I met all kinds of really fantastic people. I had experiences that really changed and established who I was for the rest of my life and how I viewed myself. So I'm very thankful that I made that decision and was lucky enough to get accepted in it. And I think the program did some good.